This is the best keyboard tenting solution, bar none. I've tried a dozen other solutions. This is the one that holds your keyboard best and firmest without wobble or anything like that. You can go on to the next video. I can't take full credit for it. Ben Vlock with his YouTube videos, and he actually did this with a small rig super clamp. This is a Ulanzi super clamp. You can buy these are for cameras. Essentially they have a 1/4-20 male thread on them, and you can mount a bunch of different camera stuff to them. I just used a Gorilla Tape, which is a double-sided tape, and I put a 1/4-20 nut onto the bottom of my keyboard. You just slot it in there, rotate it, and you're good to go. I've used the bobtail legs actually in my ultimate keyboard video. I had the bobtail legs on the keyboard, I still do. I'm just too lazy to take them off. And they're a not bad solution to tenting. The issue is that when you type, you actually start to have a little bit of wobble specifically on the top because of the stagger of the keys. If this was a more like linear, ortholinear keyboard, I don't think you would have that wobble so much, but for the Chocify, it wobbles a little bit. I'll show you on the screen what other things you can use for tenting, but honestly, super clamp, 1/4-20 nut, find a way to mount it onto the bottom of your keyboard, and you're off to the races. You can use this thing on any surface. I use it on this desk thing. You can literally just clamp it on there. You can get whatever angle you want for your keyboard, and yeah, but I'll show you the other solutions on my screen here, and yeah. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this sort of content, feel free to subscribe, come along for the ride, and yeah.
The industry standard for some time has been these split KB tenting pucks. They're like almost always sold out. The thing about these is that you need to manufacture your keyboard to fit them. So there are various keyboards that have already been made that have the split KB tenting puck solution built into them, into the PCB. There's one that I'm looking at recently, the ADUX keyboard. Let's see if I can find a quick. Anyway, the keyboard does have a built-in tenting solution on it. There's many others that do. If it doesn't, it's harder to mount. So that's why I think that this 1/4-20 nut is pretty easy to use anywhere. The thing that a lot of people use that with is the Manfrotto mini tripod or the pocket tripod. Again, sold out everywhere all of the time. And they use this on the desk. I'm not 100% sure how stable it is. It's probably pretty darn stable, but I think the issue that I have with my keyboard is that it wobbles vertically, and I don't know if this would solve that. So if you have a Chocify and you use this solution, feel free to post in the comments below. There's another solution, these laptop stands. This is a big one. Wolfgang actually just did a video on his Totem keyboard, and these are built into the case. Very cool solution. But again, he mentioned in his video that after the first lock, there's 2 other height settings, and the 2 other height settings are not stable. So that kind of cuts this one out, I would say. This is what I use. You can buy these on AliExpress. They're the bobtail legs, and they mount via adhesive to the bottom of your keyboard. Very cheap, very decent solution. Make sure you probably buy at least 2 per side of your keyboard. One other thing that people have been talking about, and I've seen on the Ergo Mechanical Keyboards subreddit, go check that out, is these Z-Flex tilt camera mounts. I could see these working on a desk if you're able to screw into the desk. I don't know how stable they would be laterally when you're typing on them like this. You'll see with my keyboard, like you're able to mount this thing essentially vertically. Like you can mount it so that you are essentially typing with your wrist completely at neutral position. I'm not sure if you'd be able to do that with this, just because unless you screw it into the desk. But yeah, never tried it. Could be a good solution. There's MagSafe stuff that I've seen too, is people use these phone stands. They use this, and they also use the one where you just place the keyboard into the phone stand. I have a phone stand at home. I tried this. The phone stand actually doesn't allow the bottom of the key to press in when you're typing at the bottom of the keyboard, like the pinky keys. Because if you sit it like this, and let's say this is the pinky key right here, it actually sits above the pinky key, and you can't depress the pinky keys. So I wouldn't recommend this, at least for the keyboard that I have. There are other keyboards that potentially would work with this solution, but again, not super stable. MagSafe is a thing too. So people buy the MagSafe rings for iPhones, and then they slap those onto the bottom of the keyboard and use these MagSafe phone stands. Other solution that potentially would work, I'm not super familiar with it. Again, I think that you'd have some wobble. So this is the 1/4" 20 nut that I use. You can actually, this is the real one that I use. I actually take this off of a small rig hot shoe adapter and take the ring, the nut off of it, and use that. It's actually this part at the bottom. You can see that right there. This, because it's completely flush. The issue that I've seen with a lot of them online is they have this, I don't know what I want to call this, but like essentially this lip that won't have it completely flush to the super clamp. Again, I don't think this is a huge issue. You probably can still use this without much hassle, but I just know, because I had a couple of these lying around, that's perfect. Like, it works awesomely. You can just grab some Gorilla Tape, really strong adhesive. This is like 30 pounds, I think, is what it's rated for. So the keyboard weighs like 200, 300 grams. It's not gonna move it. And yeah, that's all you really need. And then Ulanzi super clamps. I love these things. These seem a little bit better than the small rig. I actually purchased the small rig, and I had apples to apples as a comparison. These ones are a little bit firmer, a little bit, I don't know. They're probably honestly the exact same. It might have just been like QC of what I've got. But yeah, there's tons of videos about how to tent your keyboard on YouTube. Really, the only one that works flawlessly is this one right here. And shout out to Ben Vlok for this suggestion, because I've been running it for 4 or 5 months. It's rock solid. There's really nothing else you need. So go buy some Ulanzi super clamps, some 1/4 20 nuts, and mount your keyboard to wherever you want. That's it. Done. Have a great day. See you in the next video.